today I am going to be helping out with the Ride the Gap, Parowan Ride the Gap ride. It's a century bike ride, 100-mile bike ride. I really enjoy riding my bike, and I do a lot of these rides. And the local group around here from St. George that does these rides is Spin Geeks, and so I volunteered to go and do SAG support, which is vehicle support, to help people with if they have any breakdowns on the course, help them pump up their tires, change their tubes. I have water. If anything happens and they need to be taken back, I can take them back, things like that. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. Hopefully I'll get some good video of the riders as they're going and stuff, and so that's what I'm going to be doing today. So I hope you guys enjoy that. Here we are in Parowan, Utah, and this is the group of riders that are getting ready to do a 100-mile, 75-mile, and a 50-mile ride.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last up. Have fun. Stay safe.
All right, here they go. Again, this is the riders that are doing a 100-mile ride, 75 miles, and 50 miles. They've got me helping with the SAG support for the 30-mile riders, and they ride from Parowan out through Parowan Gap and then turn around and go back to Parowan. This is headed west from Parowan, and the riders come down and they come down this road here, and then they go on up this way up here until they get up into these hills, weave around a little bit through the hills, and then they come to the gap. So you can see there's a few people still riding there and stuff, and so we're just following along, making sure nobody has any problems and helping them out if they do. So far everything is good, so that's where we're headed. Closer up here to where the road goes into the hills, driving past these red hills right here. Got some sagebrush we're going past, and then the hills themselves are really red, and the colors are really bright right now this morning. So it's a great day for a ride. It's still kind of cool out, and there's not a lot of wind or anything there, so it's great. the Parowan Gap area. This is the actual gap, Parowan Gap right here, and this area has it's just a natural crack, natural wear here where water's probably worn through the rocks, and it's right here. The road goes through the middle, so this is where the bike ride goes through. So the 30-milers are just coming back through now on their way back to Parowan. So this is where we're at here. And the other thing here about the Parowan Gap is that there are lots of petroglyphs. If you look over here on some of these rocks, you can see they're kind of in the shade there. Quite a few petroglyphs. I'll see if I can get some better shots of those.
Patricia and David, way to go! St. George!
So, here we are, the finish line. All of the 30-milers have finished. They've got the finish line set up here. Over here, they've got bike racks, some lunch set up for everyone in here, and it's like a party atmosphere around here. So it's a good thing here. Anyway, now I'm gonna head back out and do some more support between Parowan and Parowan Gap for the other riders, for the 75 and the 100 milers that are gonna be coming in.